Hello everybody and welcome to my channel Lunar. I'm Elisa and today we'll be doing a reading for fire signs for the end of October. Okay, so some of the things that we'll be looking at are what is the new moon bringing in, what is our emotional energy, mental energy, and physical, as well as what have we learned this month, and what is November bringing in. Okay, so before we get started, I just ask that we take a deep breath together and that we can be present, grounded, open to receive messages, and that I can be a clear channel. Okay, so to get started, I'll go ahead and lay the cards out, and then we'll pick two, and we'll kind of just keep going from there, okay? So first question that we have is, what is the new moon in Scorpio bringing in for fire signs? Leo, Sagittarius, and why was I forgetting Aries? Okay, so what is the new moon bringing in? It is helping us to move to calmer waters. It feels like maybe there was some ungrounded communication here with the Page of Wands in reverse. And so it's finding a new way to move into calmer waters, how to communicate what something that we're really passionate about. Okay, so what's that thing that we're passionate about? Being a little impatient with healing. That's what that seems like, but it's there, right, with the Temperance card, Sagittarius energy, and Virgo, you know, with the Hermit here in reverse. And I just see it as impatience. You know, it feels like this energy has been like, oh, I'm healed, I'm doing it. Why am I not getting what I want? Why am I still alone? Is kind of what I'm feeling. Why am I still alone? But it's because, you know, with these kind of journeys, it's sometimes that's what it's calling for. You know, with Temperance, and that it's in any case it's only temporary, right? So that new moon energy is kind of pulling us out of, it almost feels like feeling sorry for yourself, you know? So two more cards for what is the new moon bringing in. Yeah, Queen of Cups and the Emperor. A more balanced emotional state. This is a fixed sign I see as the Emperor, and it's more stability. Because what was going on before with the Page of Wands in reverse, it was emotional and it was felt, but it just wasn't structured right. And you know, you're figuring that out. That's the new thing that's coming in. Okay, so we'll do two cards for with the John Holland Psychic Tarot for what is the new moon bringing in for fire signs for the end of October. Two cards. So the Hangman and the Seven of Cups. Sacrifice. You're having to look at where you're putting that emotional energy, and if it's towards, you know, like, why am I not getting this and why am I not getting that, or maybe it's narrowing down your options, having to make that sacrifice, maybe been a little greedy in that way. So the new moon is just going to offer you a new perspective to bring in the emotional things that you want. It's going to help clear that up. So we'll go ahead and do a Moonology card. And what is the new moon bringing in for fire signs? Prosperity lies ahead. New moon in Taurus. And then, the bottom of the deck, full moon in Scorpio. It's time to release negativity. So if you are bringing in any negativity to this new moon, it's going to continue over till the next full moon cycle. And if you do manage to let it go, prosperity here with the new moon in Taurus does lie ahead. And so, you know, maybe with the Seven of Cups energy, the Choose Wisely card, there is a little bit of like living in the past. I think, you know, it's kind of like, do I want to like divert that way? Maybe you do, but just release some negativity if you got any attached to it. And if it is about going back to a past relationship, it's coming with a new frame of mind, and no longer being stuck in kind of what you thought it was, okay? So what is the new moon bringing in with the shaman? We'll go ahead and look at the Shamanic Healing Oracle. Creativity. I think these choices that you're making, the prosperity, yeah, it is your creativity, and it's a part here, 35 of everybody's inner journey. It's wanting, asking for your cup to overflow, using those choices that you make wisely, and ultimately, it's just bringing out more healing, which can't go wrong there, right? Can't go wrong there. So let's go ahead and get 2 cards for the emotional energy for fire signs. Okay, somebody, if it hasn't been yourself, has been kind of deceiving you about a situation. And you're now well aware of that and how it's affected you emotionally. And I see you pulling back. And in a sense, I also see there being a little bit of confrontation about it. And that's the reason for the pullback. I think with the 7 of Swords, it's going to be sharp, and it's kind of like the revealing of secrets, and it feels like once that's said, it's like, all right, well, I'm taking a step back, and some of it could be because like your feelings are hurt, your emotions are hurt, but also it could just be like it's really emotionally overwhelming, and it kind of comes out of nowhere. And in a sense, that's Mercury retrograde, right? Like, it's like, oh, why is this thing all of a sudden coming back? I thought I pulled away from it, okay? So a couple more cards for the emotional energy. Okay, so somebody has been feeling like they were missing out, and I just did these cards in the same exact combination, actually. I'm 99% sure in the earth sign reading I just did, and it's ending that belief, and maybe that's a part of the deception, that like we don't have everything that we need, or we've been giving our energy to things here with the 5 of Pentacles, to things that we don't really want to, but also feeling like we missed out on an opportunity. And maybe that, with that emotional withdrawal that we had with the 8 of Cups and the 7 of Swords in reverse, it's saying like, no, this opportunity is turning in your favor now. Like, you see that you did take the time to assess it and see where the deception was, and maybe you were just fooling yourself, because you're not missing out. The opportunity's still there. You just have to close some doors. You have to figure out emotionally what's blocking you. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull 2 John Holland Psychic Tarot cards for that. We got the base chakra card that came out. And for 2 more cards for emotional energy. The end of October. Fire signs. So you have the 9 of Wands, the Ace of Wands, and the base chakra. Ultimately, with the Wheel of Fortune here being present in the emotional energy, you're finally able to come from that new base, right? With these 2 ones here, to move forward with the things that you're really passionate about. Because with this the 9 of the spiritual strength card, it's really about showing what you like, holding up that weight, and you're not shaking anymore, like it's grounded with the, you did the 7 of Cups things where you evaluated all those options and you kind of exhausted yourself, right, emotionally, but it's only because it was, in a sense, it was helping build more spiritual strength. It's kind of just something you had to go through. So let's go ahead and pull a Numinous astrology card for the emotional energy of fire signs. Leo, Aries, and Sagittarius. So we got balance, and we got with the Libra card here, and we have Virgo. It is about bringing into balance and coming from a more grounded place. Your ideas are really aligning, and you're coming out of an indecisive place. You're being more efficient with, you're right, because we have the base chakra card with where you're pulling your energy from and where you're allowing it to go. Okay, so let's go ahead and do 2 cards for the mental energy for fire signs. The Four of Swords and the Knight of Swords for the end of October. So with the Four of Swords, there is a sense of like we have the Eight of Cups, which I see as an emotional withdrawal card, and that's the Four of Swords is definitely taking your time to go away and meditate, rest, rejuvenate. And now that you have, with the Knight of Swords, you can go ahead and move forward with whatever offers you had brewing in your head. So let's go see what those offers are. You're tired of the obstacles of obtaining this nurturing, grounded energy that actually wants to be receptive to your love. Not that like that's a surprise, but it's just like saying like, this person really wants you. This is a person. This person really wants you, the Queen of Pentacles, to take whatever you have to the side, whatever is blocking you. And I think what the Knight of Swords here is saying, like, yeah, I've taken the time and I'm ready to move past these things. Okay, so let's go ahead and get 2 John Holland Psychic Tarot cards. Sure. Oh my god. Too many. Two cards for the mental energy for fire signs. So we're getting 3. Yeah, so this is 5 of Wands energy. 6 of Pentacles. And a Heart Chakra card. Actually, this is a 5 of Swords. My apologies. But, in a similar sense, it is about change, and there is a different kind of exhaustion there. But it's bringing things into balance, and I think maybe somebody was afraid of speaking up about their emotions, understanding that they have all this like prosperity and all these like good things, but for a long time, I think the conflict and defeat part is that stuff has felt imbalanced. Like maybe being alone for a long time, single, maybe your group of friends is kind of like took off and are doing other things, kind of losing relationships in that way. And so it kind of felt like, man, like, am I ever going to get this balance in my physical world? So, yeah, that's the mental energy. And it's saying to not let it get in the way of what your heart wants. Okay, so let's go ahead and do a Black Moon astrology card for that. A mental space for fire signs. 4th house, roots. And it's the 4th chakra, right? So this is Cancer. Energy is the 4th house. And I'm going to go ahead and get one card from here real quick. Yeah, it's moving forward with this thing that's ultimately going to make you happy. And I think it's something that can offer you a more grounded, emotional, stable environment for you to move forward with the things that you want to move forward. I think, I always, in my personal private clients, fire signs always seem to be coming in there with a lot of energy, and they're not really grounded. and like understandably so. I'm an air sign, and it can be really hard, and it's just a different way of thinking, living, being, and that's all good. That's why we have different elements in our chart anyway. And so it's just ultimately it's coming from a more grounded place and not letting our thoughts kind of overwhelm us, take away our passion, our emotion, and things like that. Okay, so let's go ahead and get 2 cards for fire signs in the physical. Okay, they have the Ace of Swords and the Ace of Pentacles. The Ace of Swords is in reverse, so we're not quite ready to bring forward an offer, but there are 2 aces here, so I do see independence. And maybe the thing that is holding an offer back is either a little bit of codependence, or with the Ace of Swords, or maybe somebody's just kind of feeling a little scared for a new beginning, because it feels like it could be a really big and beautiful thing, the start of something new, the prosperous reciprocity. It feels really good, but what's holding that person, that offer back? The Fool and Judgment. Maybe nothing is holding this person back. With the Judgment card, it is calling out anything else. It's like, hey, like I see like in combination with the Fool card, it's like last call before the train takes off, or I don't know, whatever. And it's kind of like this person just running on the train randomly and jumping in and leaving whatever else wasn't working for them, and it's just kind of mustering up the strength to do it, to make the leap, right? So we'll go ahead and do 2 more cards for the physical. Ooh, we're doing 3 because I kind of grabbed 3. Yeah, this is about your roots, and you got the 4 of Wands, the 2 of Wands, and the 8 of Wands. The 4 of Wands is upright, so we know what we want in the physical. We know what that Ace of Pentacles, that Fool, that jump we want to be. But before we make our moves here with the 8 of Wands and the 2 of Wands in reverse, it is about I think maybe being a little bit more patient, right? Because it's still the Judgment card, and we have the World would be the last card, 21. And so before we make any sudden moves, it's hey, that Judgment call, this in the sense, the Scorpio energy that when let things come up, let those things come to you, because they will, and then it's going to be more defined about flipping that Ace of Swords into upright position. It's going to help you find that mental clarity. Okay, so we'll do 2 cards for the physical fire signs. We're going to bring in the physical energy for the end of October. Healing and awareness. Okay, so this is Star card and the Magician, and it's manifesting that healing energy, that new energy, and saying, okay, I'm gonna, with the Star card, I think it's like, I'm gonna wait for the sign. I'm gonna create a sign in my head and communicate with my spirit guides, whatever you communicate with, and say, when I'm ready to make this move, right, this 4 of Wands move, the thing that is being called out and just a judgment or whatever, this positive movement forward, when this can happen, ask for a sign. No lie, I've been something I was working with, because there's a lot of crows out right now, and I'm pretty fascinated with them. I asked to see 3 crows and to hear 3 caws when I knew it was the right time for something, and it happened. And so now, for me, it's just a matter of doing it, so I can bring that thing into the physical. Does that mean I'm going to? I don't know. I'm scared. But a part of that is, what are we afraid of? What do we have to lose? What are we gonna feel when we see this sign? Let's look at that. ooh, it's going to bring a little bit of worry, concern, trouble, uneasy. Maybe it's because we're going to realize here with the, the Magician card, the awareness that like, oh, damn, we can really do this. And maybe somebody here was manifesting something that they don't want and not really realizing it. And so, it is ultimately, when I see the Magician card, it is about being careful and being very specific. If you get your sign and then it's a little bit off, then it's a little bit off. And you know what? Just follow your intuition ultimately. So I'm going to go ahead and pull a unicorn card for the physical, and that one just flipped over. So expansion, spread your wings and soar. Share your message and shine your light. Show the world what you're made of. So in the meantime, this almost kind of resonates with the star card, the hope card that we saw already, right? Because that's Aquarius energy, and it is about showing the world the real you and being authentic and expansion, being expansive. Sorry guys, there's a helicopter going by. So what are we expanding on in the physical? We'll use a Numinous astrology deck. Holy shit, huh? The 4th house, roots. And that's exactly what I was talking about here with the 4 of Wands. I'm 99.9% sure that I said this is about roots. I don't know, maybe I didn't, but expanding on our idea of home, we are becoming more grounded, right? Back to the root chakra. So yeah, that I think that's a pretty good overall message for the physical energy. So we'll move on to what did we learn this month. We're doing 3 cards right now because 3 cards came up. So these are all in reverse. So I guess we'll do that all in reverse. It felt like we were being stagnant in something that we wanted to heal. With the Sun card in reverse, and it's kind of blocking us from celebrating something that with the Ace of Wands in reverse, something that is actually really worth celebrating. So in a sense, we've been lying to ourselves, and what we've learned is that in order for us to achieve this 3 of Cups energy, it is about trusting, okay, and not letting other people influence what we're thinking about something. If we know what we're passionate about, at the Ace of Wands here, if we know what we want and we see it, here with the Sun card, and it's clear as day, don't let other people come and talk you out of it. Don't let, even you discern. You have the power of intuition. People are just kind of there to give you insights, help expand, right? But it's you. It's about the decision you want to make. So that's a part of the lesson that I think is part of October. So we'll go ahead and do 2 John Holland Psychic Tarot cards for that. And I think again, well, I'm doing 4. So 7 of Wands and the 7 of Swords here. So it's stand your ground in deception and envy. Maybe people saw that you were really moving ahead and they didn't want that. Because people are like that in the world, and that's their that's part of their journey. And we have to stand our ground and say, your deception, your envy isn't going to get to me, right? Because here with the 5 of Pentacles and the 8 of Cups, we've learned how to pick what's important to us and how to emotionally withdraw from those people that aren't helping us with the changes that we're making, the changes that are coming in really fast. Financial and material world, maybe we're getting new relationships, work relationships, love relationships, fixing things with family. Maybe things are going bad with the family, and the family is who you're having to withdraw from. But sorry, I gotta get some water. But ultimately, yeah, that's the lesson. Not letting other people influence what we think to shake our grounding, right? We know who we want our roots to be. So let's go ahead and get Shamanic Healing Oracle for that. The what did we learn this month? Fire signs. Integration. You know, you're not the only signs that got this card. It might have been air signs. Could have been earth, but not water. Yeah, honoring your energy here. See, that's the bottom of the deck. And so it's learning. I kind of feel like it's like, oh shit, like I was really giving too much there, and I now want to honor me. I'm integrating those lessons. They were great, but you're ready to move on. So let's go ahead and do a Moonology card for what have we learned this month. The energy is gaining momentum. Yeah, and I think, you know, like there was a lot of fire. Wands energy here, right? So, I think that's like as the moon is was waxing, which that might be the phase that it's in right now, before wax on, wax off. I don't know. Wax on, wane off. So maybe we're in waning season right now. I don't know, but like maybe just ignore everything I just said. But the energy is gaining. You have a lot of it. Your fire signs, stay grounded, and that's how that you can integrate, right, that energy to keep moving forward. And your dreams need a practical plan. And that's full moon in Taurus. So yeah, I mean, it's just more emphasis to like be grounded. Okay, maybe I need to say it again. Be grounded. Whatever that means to you. If that means going outside and taking a nature walk, 5 minutes, you know, if that means putting your feet in the dirt, the sand, the ocean, a river, the snow in some places, you know, whatever that means, just always try to reconnect yourself, clear your space, clear the energy around you. If that means, you know, using sound, a sound bowl, sage, like I just feel like, yeah, it's just like really setting up how you want your roots, how your home life to be, okay? And that's what you've really learned this month. So let's go ahead and do, what is November bringing in for fire signs? With the Leo energy here, the Strength card, and then we have the Justice in reverse. I feel like it's like wherever people have, like your decisions have been split, wherever you haven't been able to speak up, it's going to show you that. And it's going to show you where you've been imbalanced about maybe things that you've been too prideful in, things that you need to talk to other people about, wrongs that need to be righted. And it's gonna come, like with the Strength card, it's bringing emotional healing to everybody. It is bringing in balance. Okay, it's just a matter of digging into those things. We'll do 2 more cards, okay, for what is November bringing in. Okay, so we have the 2 of Pentacles in reverse and the 5 of Cups. So a part of the injustice here, right? The imbalance is this 2 of Pentacles in reverse, and whatever somebody's been juggling, relationships, work stuff, money, mismanaging money, and now you've pissed off some people here, and maybe you're not wanting to sell some things. Maybe like I think that might be helpful in a very specific situation, is that you're not wanting to let go of some things because it has a lot of emotional attachment to it, but it would really help out everybody right now. And at the end of the day, like, it's just a thing. And it's about realizing that that thing isn't, it isn't going to bring emotional stability. Okay? So let's go ahead and do 2 more cards for what is November bringing in. Yeah, we dropped one. I sit on a ball, so that's the noise. That's the reason I have my mobility, whatever. So we have the King of Pentacles, we have the King of Wands in reverse, and we have these Six of Pentacles, right? So I was speaking on a little bit of imbalance, and maybe there's somebody that's been wanting to help you, but then like there's two kings, and one is definitely super egotistical and ignoring their intuition, and I think they're the one that's like the Six of Pentacles in reverse. That's kind of saying nah, like things are not imbalanced, or no, you don't need to make this decision, or there, you know, and the King of Pentacles, I feel like, is going to be really patient through this. Whoever is embodying that energy, and I think they are going to achieve balance. But let's go ahead and see what the Shamanic Healing Oracle has to say about that. So that came out right away. Yeah, truth. And honoring your energy. We got that card, right? So maybe I'm just gonna like, grounding. I think that's important. Because I was like, how many times do I got to say that? And apparently I got to say it again. Because maybe you're the King of Wands in reverse, you know? And maybe you're both. Maybe you're the King of Pentacles and the King of Wands. It doesn't matter. Whatever fits, right? So yeah, just continue to honor your energy. Ground yourself. Because if the truth isn't already there, it's coming. And it is imbalanced. And it's working towards here with the 12. The one of the two towards a new balance. Because it makes a 3, and that's mind, body, spirit, and it's a triangle, and I think triangles are great. So let's go ahead and do 2 cards with the John Holland Psychic Tarot, please. For the, 3 popped out, and if 3 popped out, 3 popped out, and that's what we're going to take. Yeah, moving on to balance, because you know the truth. Did we have judgment? Yeah. We did. You're speaking your truth, whether it's to yourself or somebody else, but it's coming from a place of love. And everything is coming into balance. I feel like things are really just going to align for you fire signs the end of October. And the Mercury retrograde, the Scorpio season, might be a little turbulent, because it is like calling those things to come into balance might not be so easy, but it is spiritual strength, right? 11th house, friends. You could have some Aquariuses in your life, but this is looking to the people that are around you, and how you can utilize them. I feel like, with the Mercury retrograde coming up on the 31st of October, moving into November, it's you're gonna find out who the people are in your life that really want to support you. Oh my god, cards are flying. So we're gonna do an overall message for fire signs with the Sacred Rebels Oracle deck. So I'm just going to pull a card real quick, and I'll actually give a shuffle, because I felt like I had a lot of repeating cards, but in a sense, like very different messages. So whatever, I'm just shuffling. So what is the overall message for the end of October reading? Dream a beautiful dream. Releasing allegiances too, which kind of goes hand in hand with that the friends, the 11th house card, the relationships that weren't serving you, see ya. Okay, and then here with dream a beautiful dream, because all the possibilities, you have all the answers, all the things that you want. And again, this is a new beginning, right? That foundation, that chakra card that we saw pretty early on in the reading. Whatever you want to happen, you can make happen. It's the beginning. It's a new cycle. It's completing. Okay, the things that you've been afraid of. They're coming. And it's going to be beautiful, okay? So thank you, fire signs, for listening. If you would please like, comment, and subscribe my video if you enjoyed it. And also, if you're interested in a private reading, I do them. And the schedule is below. You just got to follow the link. Or you can go to my Instagram, which is @lunarlease. And I got a link tree, and you can look up a bunch of stuff. But if not, I'll see you around. And thanks again.